Okay, I want to help you with one of the homework problems from 13.4. This question right here, we didn't have one just like this as an example. All right, so what's going on here is we're ultimately trying to figure out the total of the payments that we make over the life of the loan, and then that'll enable us to calculate the total amount of interest we pay over the entire life of the loan. Okay. So on this one, the folks are trying to buy a $301,000 home and they're putting $63,000 down. And so when they did that, that means that really their loan amount is only going to be $238,000. Okay. Not only that's big, but anyway, the loan amount is just the 238,000, not the cost of the home, because they put down money ahead of time. Right now on this one, the interest rate is 4.25% and the term is 25. And 4.25% isn't in that table. The table only has let me check, but the table only does every 0.5%. So I got one where I can't use the table. You might get one where if the interest rate is in the table, you can just use that. I'm going to have to calculate the monthly payment. That's what goes right here. I'm going to have to calculate that monthly payment using the formula. So the formula is that R equals the principal times the rate divided by 12, which gives you your monthly mortgage rate, divided by 1 minus 12 over 12 plus your interest rate, and then raised to the 12 times t power. Okay. So I'm going to put everything in, and then I'll show you what I did to put it into my calculator. You really need to try this on your own calculator as well. So the loan amount, the principal was $238,000. I'm going to multiply that by the interest rate as a decimal. So that's 0.0425. And then I'm going to divide by 12 because that interest rate is an annual rate. Okay. All right, then in the denominator, I have 1 minus 12 over 12 plus that would be 12.0425. When I do 12 plus it would just turn out to be 12.0425. So let me go ahead and just do that. And that's going to be raised to the 12 times 25 since there's 25 years. Okay. And the 12 times 25, I want to work that out so that when I type it in, that right there is going to really be 300. So when I type it in, I'll be using the 300. Okay. All right. So this is what I would do to type it in. I would do this right here. Okay. And normally I go ahead and hit enter after that. Okay. And then I do my divided by, and I put in the rest of this. And you have to be careful. I have to go 1 minus and then put in another parenthesis if you're trying to do this all in one step, like I do. Okay. Because only this part right here is being raised to the 300 power. So you have to be sure you have that set of parentheses in there. So that's what you can type in, or you can work things out in pieces and then get to the end result. But you need to try this and see what you get. So I'm typing it in right now. Times the 0.0425 divided by 12. I hit enter. Close it, hit enter. Okay, so I wind up with $1,289.34. I had to round as the monthly mortgage payment. Okay. All right. So that's going to go right there. All right. So think about this. You're paying. So for this part right here, the total over the life of the loan, aren't you paying that $1,289.34 for 25 years every month for 25 years? Okay. So that would be times 12. That would be how much you'd pay in a year And then you're doing this for 25 years. So that right there, let me put it down here below it. That right there is going to turn out to be the total payments, total of all the payments you make for those 25 years. So I'm taking that monthly payment times 12 times 25, and that means I would have paid them $386,802, okay, over the life of the loan. All right. So remember how the amount you originally borrowed was really only $238,000. So to get this, the total interest, that would be the difference between the total amount you wound up paying them minus the principal of the loan, the amount you borrowed. Okay, so I'm going to do that part. I'm going to subtract the $238,000 now from that, and that's going to tell me that $148,802 I paid that much in interest over the life of the loan. Okay. All right. And then they didn't ask this question, but I thought I would ask you that question, sort of like on the problems we were doing in 13.2. So what was the cost of the home really all total? So you remember how the purchase price of the home was the 301,000? Okay. Well, we paid 148,802 in interest. So I could add that to it. And that would give me the cost of the home, including the interest. Or I could have taken that amount, total of payments over the life of the loan, and add back in the down payment I paid to come up with the same thing. Okay. So that would be the cost of the home, including the interest and the down payment, right? All right. And I just thought that was just kind of something interesting to think about. So it's sometimes a little shocking when you realize it. Okay.